How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to the Fergie Way with me, Teach FM. And I have a confession. This episode was going to be a double live com, but there's been that much news going on. I mean, we've had the end of year awards, we've had the monthly awards, we've also had Real Madrid trying to relentlessly buy Pogba. I've got so much to talk about. Doing that and squeezing in two live comms would probably prove a little bit too much. So in today's episode, we're going to have a single live com against Manchester City, a Manchester derby. City haven't beat me in this career yet, and I'll be damned if they'll do it today. So it looks like we're going to have to start with the yearly awards. There's been so much going on, guys. It has been absolutely manic. Eric Cantona, i.e. us, has won the French Manager of the Year award, which is good to see because Wenger's normally the one who's nailed on for this one, but we've picked it up, so it's just another little personal accolade for the cabinet. We then move on to the big guns, and Paul Pogba has won the Ballon d'Or. Unsurprisingly so. I mean, 38 appearances, 21 goals, 12 assists, so 33 times he influenced games in 38 appearances. Average rating of just shy of 8. The lad has been on fire, and it's no bloody wonder Real Madrid are trying to buy him. Needless to say, he then went on to win Player of the Year award. Juan Mata coming second, Leo Messi coming third. I think it was pretty much nailed on between Pogba and Mata. They'd both been playing so well over the last calendar year, but it's great to see our players in contention for these awards. World Team of the Year, we'll have a nose at this. So De Gea was in net, which is amazing. We have Darmian at right back, which if you bear in mind, if you do remember, Sidibe's been in the right back position 2 years running. Of course, suffered a horrific injury. He's still out at the moment. He got a 5-month injury, so it's no surprise he's not in here. We then have Ramos and Piqué, I'm pretty sure were there last year, as well as Marcelo. However, I do think Luke Shaw was there last year at PSG. Can't remember. We've got De Bruyne and Pogba in the middle. We then have Leo Messi, Mata and Ronaldo, and Aguero up top. Aguero being up top, Aguero has been so consistent for City this year. Hoping he doesn't have a great game against us today, that being said. Another award for us, Young Twins Arbe, named Most Promising African Football Player of the Year, which is great again. It means that these youngsters are, the guys that we've brought in, the Fergie Way, we're trying to drag these guys into the game, and it is paying dividends for them. Twins Arbe only had 13 appearances, but an average rating of 7.45. Obviously, his voting points are where it mattered, and he picked up 147. African Team of the Year, Eric Bailly's in there, which is a bit of an unsurprising one, to be honest. Bailly's been solid for us, and hopefully will continue to be solid going forward. And the one I would say I'm relatively most proud of, Callum Gribbin, European Golden Boy Award, 36 appearances. 36, even I didn't realise I'd played him that much. 7 goals, 7 assists, average rating 7.48. Gribbin is the one that if we continue this series on, if we don't win the Champions League this year and we carry on with the Fergie Way, Gribbin is just going to turn into an absolute world beater. You can see it now. And unsurprisingly, Paul Pogba picking up the French Player of the Year, Martial coming in second, Umtiti coming in third for Barcelona, but yeah, Pogba with an absolute clean sweep, and it's no bloody wonder Real Madrid are trying to buy him. So Eric Bailly came top of the African Defenders of the Year, and that pretty much ends the End of the Year awards, which it has to be said, I think we've been pretty proud of ourselves. Clean sweep for Pogba. The lad's done really well, but needless to say, that meant Real Madrid were even more intent on trying to get their man. So we'll go from there into the December Player of the Month awards, and as you can see, Martial didn't quite get there for the Player of the Month. Came second, lost out to John Guidetti, and Philippe Coutinho finishing third, but at least we're up there, eh? But another one, Callum Gribbin, picking up awards at the moment, left, right and centre. He played 5 games, got 2 goals, 8.1 average rating. Renato Sanchez coming second, and once again a clean sweep for us here at the Fergie Way. Ruben Neves coming in third, because we forget about Neves. I mean, he's a young lad as well. He's doing so well at the moment. His mentals are on the rise. His physicals are all on that 14, 15. And the lad's still only 21 years old. I mean, Neves is going to become that solid fixture in the team going forward. And once again, Manager of the Month, we'll say no more. And then the transfer window opened. Real Madrid chasing Pogba deal. Once again, they're talking about this magical 64 million quid, which to be honest, I wouldn't even wipe my ass with. But it was clear that Real Madrid's intent, as soon as the window opened, was to be that they would bid for Paul Pogba. And the offer soon came in. It was 74 million quid, but 19 million was going to be spread over X amount of months, whatever it was going to be. And to be honest, I took the Juventus line. Whenever I tried tackling Juventus over Dybala, 200 million. Boom, straight away. And that's exactly what I did. Now, bearing in mind, Paul Pogba had been unhappy about the fact that it was a minor concern of his for him to move to Real Madrid. And I expected a little bit of backlash. I really did. I thought he was just going to come at me and go, why have you rejected the bid? Nothing. I didn't reject, obviously. I put it up to 200 million, but Real Madrid soon pulled out of that and said, nah, we don't want him for that money. And I expected a little bit of backlash from Pogba, but it never came. And then just today, before this episode started to be recorded, we got this. After speaking with Paul Pogba, I believe that the player no longer wants to leave the club in order to join Real Madrid, as I no longer appear to be interested in his services. Great news for us, as it might mean that finally Madrid will back off and stop going for Pogba. However, what we are going to do is we're going to give him a bash at a contract and see if we can tie him down. The lad's obviously quite pleased that he's won Ballon d'Or while playing for Manchester United, so the thoughts of moving to Real Madrid were gone. But equally, I think the way to deal with this now is to offer him even more money. But he is a stalwart in the team, and when he plays, he is the guy who makes the difference consistently in every game. And bearing in mind we're chasing the Champions League, we need these world-class players because these are the ones that will make the difference in the big Euro games. So as we go into his contract, what's maybe quite surprising is the fact that he doesn't want any more money a week, which I see as an absolute win. I might be cheeky and see if I can get into it set less money. He did actually want £2.3 million for this Champions League, but it's not something that we can offer as a club. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to see if I can drop his wage, which is very, very cheeky, I know that, but he's the one who's come at me with these type of demands. I expected to walk into these negotiations with Pogba wanting about £500,000 a week, but it's not happened, so sigh of relief, we'll crack on, and with a little bit of luck, we're going to see if we can lower these. I always try and get the least amount. I know how far you can push these agents before they say, you know what, fuck off. So we'll try and lower these a little bit. I'm not too fussed about his added bonuses of appearance fees, Team of the Year. If he gets in Team of the Year, he deserves it. So 725 grand. Unused sub fee, it's very rare Pogba's an unused sub unless he was like earlier on in the season where he was a dick and he was just bench warming. But appearance fee, 66 grand, with the money that United earn, it's not an issue there. One thing I will try and do is lower these, and yeah, we'll give that an offer. So we'll suggest them. I knew it would come back. This isn't anything we can do. However, now that we've lowered, we can leave his wages the way it is because that's what he's getting paid now. And maybe if we can just take a little bit off the agent fees. Oh, this is becoming a sticking point because there's nothing I can do with that. So it looks like his agent might come up trumps here and basically walk away with a win because I can't change that. And the problem we're going to walk into here, there we go. So Pogba has been offered his new deal. Hopefully, Real Madrid might come knocking, but it'll be like, nope, just signed a new deal. Don't want to go anywhere. I've won Ballon d'Or with the greatest club on earth. It was my boiled club who I've come back to. I'm here for life. Hopefully. That doesn't mean that Real Madrid won't be able to disrupt him any further. So we'll go from here then onto the schedule. We'll see what games are played between this episode and the last one. See what the results were, but I'm not going to go into detail because we've already took quite some time. So in the last episode, of course, we played West Ham, we won 3-1. We then went on to play Wolves, in which we won 4-0. Depay got himself a hat-trick. The interesting thing with Depay's hat-trick is I started with Depay as the advanced forward, Zlatan as the complete forward, and I was about to take Depay off and bring on Rashford. And while I was performing the substitution, Depay scored. So I changed my mind. Put Depay as a complete forward, took off Ibrahimovic, put Rashford on. Depay went on to get another 2 goals, complete his hat-trick, and Rashford scored a goal as well, so it was win-win. In the next game, we played Sunderland in the FA Cup. Now, if you remember, Sunderland pushed us for a draw earlier on in the season, and they got a draw today, but we got FM'd. I mean, completely and utterly FM'd. They had 2 shots, 1 on target, they scored. As you can see up here, Matteo Destro, who scored 2 of the goals against us in the last game, scored in a 90 plus 2 minutes. Very last kick of the game, they grabbed an equaliser. We're going to have a replay in the FA Cup, but assuming we get through said replay, we will be playing Ipswich in the next round. So that's it then. Everything tidied up. This is why I've not had a double live com, because we've took probably around about 10 minutes already just going through all that stuff. Great news though. Looks like Pogba's going to be staying. No issues there. We did really well in the awards. The last couple of games have been good and we had the draw at Sunderland, but at least we're not out of the FA Cup. But that's it. So what we'll do, we'll head over to game day. we'll head straight into the team selection screens where, of course, we are playing Manchester City. Interestingly enough, guys, as we were heading over there, take a look at this. Bayern Munich trying to buy Martial. I'm going to reject the offer because he's not for sale. Not at that money, not whatsoever. They offered 47.5 million, including the clauses, but it just goes to show that the bigger clubs in Europe are really trying to poach our team, which is great news because it shows our team's so strong. But let's hope we don't end up in a situation with Martial like we had with Pogba, because to be honest, I'm really not quite sure that I could force myself to keep hold of him if he started throwing a strop. So here we are then at the team selection screen. We will start with Manchester City. They've got Bravo in net, Danilo, John Stones, Company and Lindelof at the back. Company maybe being a bit weak later on in the game, maybe. Just saying, you know, he's obviously in real life suffered some injuries, etc. So that might be somewhere to be exploited. They've got Bazoa in the middle. Then they have Griezmann, Koke, Gundogan, Leroy Sané, and then they have Aguero up top. Now Aguero, of course, who's been consistently very dangerous for City over the last few years, certainly a little bit of a concern. Onto the United team though, we have De Gea in net, Alaba, Smalling, Romagnoli, Darmian. Then we have Neves, Sanchez and Pogba, with Juan Mata as a trequartista. And then we have Depay playing the complete forward, and of course Rashford, the local lad, leading the lineup at the top. Hoping that both Depay and Rashford, they've been playing quite well together just of late. Maybe, just maybe they'll be able to get something here. Of course, we are without the suspended Martial. He ended up having a couple of games added to that suspension, as we expected, because he kicked out. But if you see on the bench, we've got Callum Grimmins just recovered from a minor niggle. Fosun Mensah, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and Herrera. We have young Rashawn Williams with Donnarumma, and of course Angel Gomez. We will go and take a look at Roy though, and what you're saying, Roy. Of course, Manchester Derby Day, you remember these, don't you, Roy? Surely, yeah, kick them all. Kick them all. And of course, when we go into the team talk, you guys know by now, this is about the fans. It's always about the fans, passionately. Fuck you, team. You should all be green. It's a derby, for crying out loud. We're going to make them green. That's what we're going to do. We'll force it on them. There you go. Well, this is just an absolute disaster. So we've got some greens. We are lacking it in the middle. Paul Pogba's only got a fairly good morale when you consider the bastard's just got himself a new contract. He's happy for winning the Ballon d'Or, so I don't know what's going on there. I'm going to keep an eye on that because if for any reason he drops into sort of the orange stages, young Callum Grimmins will be coming on because that lad at the moment has been doing really well. So here we go then, Derby, massive game, really important to me as a fan, massively important to me as a manager, and one we always want to win. The first highlight shouldn't really bring anything to us. I'm going to kick myself here. No, Pogba puts it wide. So it has to be said that City haven't been doing all that well in the league in this career. They've not been doing that well across this save. Maybe, just maybe now, they're going to be getting a little bit better. Aguero tried to be put through. Alaba's stopped it there. But I know that their manager is Nuno Spirantes or someone. I'll be honest, it's someone who I don't know. Currently under pressure. I don't think they're low enough in the league to warrant that pressure, but he is. So I did get questioned about his job. Aguero injured there. So what we're going to do is we'll just go to the tactics and make sure that we can go to the opposition instructions. Aguero's already getting tackled hard. That's fine. So we'll ignore that. So Aguero now picking up a little injury, which is grand. But yeah, their manager, I'll be honest, I don't know much about him, but he's under pressure. Now, one thing you see with City all the time is they change their managers. Pep Guardiola's shown the door. Pep Guardiola's shown the door quite soon in the game. So it's obviously something they continue to do. But if they're not going to settle a manager, they're not going to settle the team. So they're forever going to be on the back foot. So we will get into the game now. We're 25 minutes in. We've had 5 shots and only 1 on target. City have done nothing. We'll pick it up now with Mata to Memphis, and we nearly came in at the right time as Memphis puts one wide of the post. Neves now. Romagnoli. Sanchez to Pogba. Rashford. Memphis. Play it back to Rashford, will he? No, he has it took off him. Romagnoli, though, does pick up the loose ball. That gets hoofed upfield by City. And it's cut out there by Gundogan. Sané tries setting off Aguero. Aguero's been forced out wide. He's played it into Gundogan. Griezmann with a screamer. Oh my lord. 1-0 down. It's the first shot City have had. Certainly the first one on target. And within half an hour it looks like we've been put on the back foot. Gundogan lays it off to Griezmann. Griezmann with an absolute worldie, it has to be said. Left foot into the top bin in the left corner there. Not a right lot we can do about it. We have been promising at the beginning of the game. However, I am assertively now going to be telling the guys that I need to see a little bit more. We're going to demand more from them. Hopefully try and spur them on. But City relentless now coming forward. Bearing in mind he only had 1 attack in the first 25 minutes. And now they just seem to be pushing us. It's Alaba now to Rashford. Rashford to Sanchez. Sanchez plays it out to Darmian. Is Darmian going to run at him? He had 3 men closing in on him then. Pogba, Mata. Come on, Rashford. City are just locked down at the back. We'd expect that now, obviously, having took the lead against us. But we're going to have to try and find a way through here. It's Pogba, Rashford. Look at how many men. Mata! Oh, my God. Pogba with a perfectly weighted ball through to Mata. Mata couldn't do anything with it, unfortunately, for us. We're on the halfway mark, and there we have it. We're assertively... I'm going to say to him, where's the passion, lads? Do you even want to win this match? I'm keeping an eye on these guys with OK morale. We've got Juan Mata, Paul Pogba. It's dropped to yellow. We don't like to see that. They've got, I'll say 10 minutes, a little over 10 minutes. If they've not done something positive in the next half, I'm going to have to pull them off and bring on some of the youngsters. Some of the lads who might put in a little bit more effort. Right, need to tell Alaba to calm down because he's starting to throw tackles around the place now. So we'll do that. We are in the 52nd minute. Pogba's playing a 6.9. He seems to have upped his game a little bit on the 60th minute. So I'm going to take a look in a second. We'll let this highlight play out though. It's Bazoa there. Intercepts the ball. It's with Sane now. He's trying to cut in through the middle of the field. Gives it Griezmann, the goal scorer. Well done, Sanchez. Takes it off in Memphis. Can you release Rashford? Rashford was looking to break the back line. But look how many men City have got back there. We're going to have to look at some changes here. So what we'll do, pause the game before it gets any more crazy. We're going to go to the instructions. We want the guys to be playing more direct passing. And we're going to push the tempo up. Because we only play with a low tempo normally. So we're going to try and push them forward. We want them to be more expressive. Also, we will have to hit play there to let those changes take effect. And we'll start making a look at some substitutions. Saved by De Gea, nodded down by Darmian. De Gea has ended up with the ball back in his hands. And hopefully, City have still only had 2 and 2. 2 shots on target out of their 2 shots they've had. It's Sanchez now to Pogba, to Mata, back to Pogba. Rashford can't turn in. They're just closing the gaps down here. It's Darmian out wide right. Gives it Sanchez. Pogba, Rashford. Rashford getting swamped every time he gets on the ball. Let's have a look. Right. So we have Depay. Let's bring on Zlatan. Big game player. Hopefully he can bring something into it. He's coming on with quite poor morale though. Paul Pogba playing a 6.9. We're going to change you as well. So we're going to bring on young Callum Gribbin, who's a little bit weak at the moment. And we're also going to bring on Angel Gomez. See if these young lads can turn this game around. Because at the moment, the old guard, these world-class players, are not quite managing it. We're also going to knock it up to attacking. We've got 20 minutes left to try and find a goal just to keep the Premier League season unbeaten at the moment. More than anything, it's Griezmann now. It's Koke. Sane's got the ball, plays it to Griezmann again. Griezmann with a shot from distance. This time takes a deflection. They are going to get a corner though. Koke will whip it in. It's played towards the back post. It's going to be a goal kick, thankfully. I did think it was going to be another corner. City now having 3 shots, 2 of them coming from Griezmann. It's getting a little bit concerning. 8 minutes left. Can we push here? Can we give something? Gribbin tries taking the ball. Doesn't work though. Griezmann's on it. Morata now on the field for City. Griezmann to Sane. Alaba's trying to close him down, but he's not getting anywhere near. It's Morata nods one into De Gea's hands. And to be honest, we've had nothing. We've had nothing since that first half. 5 minutes ago now, Griezmann over a free kick. It has been pushed out for a corner by De Gea. It was hit from distance as well. It's Koke now. He whips one in. And De Gea comes out and claws it back. Now, come on, get forward. It's Gribbin now with a free kick in towards the box. Alaba will pick it up on the edge of the area to Sanchez. Oh my lord, oh shit! Back off the inside of the post. I really thought Rashford was going to force it in. It's not happened. It's probably going to go into the final highlight now. We are in the final highlight. City they've done well, to be honest. They started quite poorly, quite slow, but they've got into the game. They've managed to snatch the 3 points off us today, and I've got to be said, I'm absolutely gutted. Neves now clears it forward. Bazoa's on the ball. Danilo, City are going to play it around. They're not daft. They're not going to take too many risks here. Ibrahimovic now. Gomez play it forward. Nope, he loses out. Griezmann on the ball. That is the 92nd minute. That is full time. And we've just lost to Manchester City. Fuck my life. So, I don't like losing to him. I'm not happy with that result. I'm aggressively going to be that way with the players. Not good enough. End of. So there we have it. You can't win them all. We had all the great news at the beginning of the episode where we won all the awards. We've managed to, by the looks of it, keep hold of Pogba, stave off the interest from Real Madrid. And then we go into a game, we dominate the first half hour and it just goes to shit and we lose. But it happens, it's football. You know, that's why we all love this game. The real game is why we all love FM. Football is all about the peaks and troughs, and today was certainly a trough. Now, the great thing is we can exert some revenge on City. In the not too distant, we are playing them twice in the EFL Cup semi-final. But for now, we're going to have to let the sleeping dogs lie and crack on with the other fixtures we've got. In the next episode, I am going to be coming straight back to you. We're going to be coming straight back in on the Chelsea game. There's not going to be that much news. We'll have a quick look at the league table, see how it's standing following our defeat, and we'll just have a general look around. We'll maybe even take a look at the transfer market, because I'll be honest, I don't think I'm going to get Dybala. One thing you won't have seen is in the news, Ibrahimovic is on a massive goal drought again, and at the moment, we need a goal scorer. So on that note, if you have enjoyed episode 11, please hit the like button. It helps out the channel tremendously. Who do you think we should go for? When it comes to buying a striker, who do you think we should go for? Pop it in the comments. It doesn't matter whether they're young, whether they're old. We're 3 seasons in now, so telling me about someone like, I don't know, Mario Mandzukic would be a waste of time because he'll be well past it. But, you know, even maybe Robert Lewandowski, someone like that. If these players who were maybe 28, 29 when the game started might be able to give us something, might be able to, a little bit of an experienced head, because of course we do have relatively young strikers already. So drop anything in the comments, it'll be great. Other than that, if you're new around here, don't forget to hit the sub button. Check out the description. You will find season reviews for season 1 and 2. Other than that, guys, I've been Teach FM, and I'll catch you later. See you in a bit.